Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. And boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. Terrence Crawford, what he did in the ring this past weekend, a week ago exact, right? Blew a lot of people's minds. You're talking about, without me getting into all the crap, like what people are saying now about Earl Spence, he wasn't on drugs anymore. That's why Earl Spence looked lethargic. He looked defeated. You could see it in his face. It wasn't the car accident. It has nothing to do with him physically. The trauma from the accident is because he wasn't on the juice, the cocktails. Hold your horses. Just not take it to the stupid, all right? What I will say about the fight, right? If we just be fair to both guys, it boiled down, in my opinion, all right? Let's don't get me wrong. I have an opinion on some other stuff, but I'm not going to talk about that here. It boiled down to good strategy, bad strategy, all right? If there's a tree in front of me and I'm driving my car, what am I going to do? I'm either going to be stupid and try to drive through the tree, which I can do. Probably damage the vehicle. For sure damage the tree. I probably damage myself. But I can survive. My vehicle can survive. The tree may or may not survive. But I can get through the tree and continue on my journey. But there's going to be some damage taken. Or I can make an assessment and I can go around the tree. All right? Good strategy, bad strategy. Do they both work? Yeah, they can. Which one is more effective? Which one can you continue to implement for a longer period of time? The good strategy. And that's what happened in the ring this weekend. Good strategy from Mack and the team. Bad strategy from Derrick James and his team. You can't expect Earl Spence to come in there and try to steamroll opponents. And when it doesn't work, you know what? You come back to the corner. You have a discussion. Hey, strategy's not working. Okay, what's the plan B and C? Nothing. Go back to the same strategy. That is madness. That being said, Derrick James has a huge fight coming up with Jermell getting ready to fight Canelo. Now, the uniqueness of Jermell, without doing a deep dive, Jermell came from Ronnie Shields. Jermell is not full steam ahead. Jermell knows how. He's a boxer puncher. He can counter punch, can pressure, can move around the ring, has a lateral movement, stop, fire on the dime, combinations, roll out, get out of the way of punches. If Jermell had never been with Ronnie Shields, Jermell would have lost to Harrison. Jermell would have lost to Castano. Let's just be real about it, all right? What Derrick James has done for him is help him to sit on his punches and knock people out. But he didn't make him into the effective master technician boxer puncher that he is. He was doing that before he went to Derrick James. So let's just be real now, okay? I'm no bandwagonist. Let's just put it in perspective. But with Jermell going up against Canelo, hey, word on the street is Derrick James learned a whole lot from trying to have a guy just go straight ahead with someone who can box and use angles and move. Now you got Jermell who's going to pretty much be Terrence Crawford in a fight with Canelo, where Canelo's going to be the Earl Spence. He's coming. He's looking to cut the ring off, put pressure on you, let shots go. Canelo Alvarez doesn't float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. He's no master boxer using angles. That's not Canelo. Canelo's heavy feet, plodding, coming towards you, looking to pop shot you. Canelo has fallen in love with his power. He know he can hit you with one shot and break shit. Simple. We all know that. Okay? So Derrick James is going to sit there, man, and benchmark the Mack game plan that was used against Earl Spence for Terrence Crawford. He's going to benchmark that for Jermell. And it could work. Now, I'm good for making a prediction. I don't care if I'm right or wrong. But I'm normally damn near spot on with my predictions because I'm not going off of emotion. You see these other cornball guys out here doing videos. they don't like Earl Spence, so Terrence Crawford's going to beat him. I don't like Terrence Crawford, so Earl Spence is going to beat him. I don't like Mayweather, and if he came back, Boots Ennis would beat him. But why? You ask them why? 7 whys. Why? Okay, why? Okay, why? They can't explain it. Except that, because I don't like him. Because he's this, because he's that. No, well, let's break it down. But when it comes to Jermell Charlo and Canelo, it's pretty simple. Canelo's going to come towards him. Canelo's looking to cut the ring off. Canelo pop shots. It's going to take more than that to beat a guy like Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo is taller, longer. You understand? He can box, he can move, he has great stamina. Canelo has stamina issues. You understand? The problem is Canelo, it puts effective pressure on you. So Canelo's going to have to get his respect. Now, Canelo's going to come in with that high guard. We already know that. But when he rips his shots, man, he throws it with some power. But Jermell and Derrick James are going to have to figure out how to get around that high guard. They're going to have to force Canelo to initiate the action and counter him. But now, Canelo will throw a shot to bait you in, for you to counter, he'll counter your counter. So it's not easy. But I do think the strategy Bomac used is a much better strategy for Jermell Charlo against Canelo than whatever Derrick James could conjure up. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, I'll take it a step further. Since Terrence Crawford's game plan for Earl Spence was so effective, I think they shouldn't stop there. They should look at that, break it down, and understand what happened. But also take a look at what Bivol did to Canelo. How was he able to do that? Now remember, Bivol wasn't just shoe shiny. When Bivol got Canelo backing up, because he had that longer reach, he had some power, very good fundamentals, and an outstanding boxer. He ripped shots on Canelo. Let me tell you something. You know why Canelo was going back? Because those shots hurt. When you get a man, it's just like we were watching Earl Spence, and I'll say it. When you get a man going back, he's in trouble. You know what? And the person who made that saying famous is Floyd Mayweather Sr. when De La Hoya was fighting Mayorga. He was like, you got a man going back in a fight who doesn't go back, who usually comes forward. His A is in trouble. And that's what you saw happen with Earl Spence, and you saw happen with Canelo when he fought Bivol. If Derrick James is smart, he'll do like what the rumors are and say, hey, let's take a look at what Bomac and how those guys beat us. Let's understand that strategy, and let's understand the strategy of Bivol's team and how he beat Canelo. You're able to fuse those two strategies. I tell you what, Jermell Charlo, I really think he has a good chance to beat him. I'm going to tell you, Canelo ain't the same. He ain't the same fighter. But I'll tell you what, Jermell Charlo can pull off the upset because he's not favored to win. But I'm telling you, he's going to have to be able to do that round after round. But he's going to have to make Canelo back up. You're going to have to make him back up. Canelo doesn't get hit much, but he's getting hit a lot by Bivol. And he was getting hit with some hard shots. But you haven't really seen Canelo hurt. You know what I mean? You haven't really seen Canelo hurt in a fight ever since he got hurt by Jose Cotto. When he got hurt in that fight, he was hurt. But since then, you haven't really seen him hurt. Can Jermell Charlo do it? I don't know. That's what makes the fight so intriguing. But that being said, Jermell Charlo, Canelo, when it comes to strategies, listen, even if they don't come out and announce it, Derrick James, yeah, we're giving Bomac his props, job well done. Giving Bivol team their props, job well done. No, they don't have to. Keep it in-house. But if he's smart, he'd do that. Because word on the street, they're already looking at the strategy that Bomac and those guys have. And I'll tell you what, if he comes out and says there's no need to look at those strategies, they don't need that. They know what happened with Earl Spence. This leads me to believe that he knew Earl Spence wasn't ready to get in that ring with Terrence Crawford anyway because of weight cuts or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Terrence Crawford did the business. He's the man. Strategy was spot on. Bivol did the business against Canelo. Strategy was spot on. Derrick James has to humble himself and be okay with looking and seeing what was able to help a guy like Bomac and Bivol's team and see if he can use some of that for his own fighter. And basically now he has and Jermell Charlo like a Terrence Crawford going up against Canelo who's like an Earl Spence. You know what a guy like Earl Spence can do, so you should have an idea of what Canelo can do. And then you should know what it takes to beat a guy with that kind of style. The fight for Jermell Charlo against Canelo shouldn't be that difficult. The problem there lies in with the power of Canelo and the pressure. That's it. Jermell Charlo's dealing with pressure and power. Simple. If he can't figure that out, he's in trouble. But I think the Texas boy will be able to pull it off. All right? Simple. Now, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and finish watching boxing. But I'm telling y'all right now, man, the more I think about it, because I like to analyze things. I'm not just talking off emotion. If I talk off emotion, I say Canelo beats him. Canelo knocks him out. Fight doesn't go past 4 rounds, right? But when I sit here and we try to understand the styles, right? Because styles make fights. Got to really understand what are the threats facing Jermell Charlo. Pressure and power. Canelo's not even a combination puncher anymore. You understand? It's just pressures you and let shots go. Jermell has to have, I think he has a better stamina, but to really keep Canelo at bay and to keep his work rate up, to make sure he's winning rounds, he's going to have really, really good stamina and a really good work rate, volume of punches. That's what I think it takes for Jermell to beat him. It ain't rocket science, but it ain't easy either when you got a guy like Canelo in front of you. And you're coming up 2 weight divisions, whatever, man. You know what I mean? Hell, the man, 168, 154, 14 pounds. This man walks around 175. I mean, he already coming down past 168 to get to 154. He just stopping a few pounds shy where he normally gets to for that moment in time weighing. So it's not like, oh, he's coming up. No, he's coming down, and instead of going all the way to 154, he's stopping 2 weight divisions above where he normally comes down past anyway. So let's hold our horses and stop taking him to the stupid, because Canelo's really not 168, 175 pounder. If we're being real with ourselves, Canelo shouldn't be up at those weights. But, you know, it is what it is. But let's see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. More to come on this. I'll firm up my prediction, but right now, I got to really be real with myself about this. It's kind of hard to go against Canelo, but when you boil it down to pressure and power, can Derrick James learn from Bivol, learn from Terrence Crawford, and can he use that to put together a winning game plan for Jermell against Canelo? If he does, Jermell wins that fight relatively easily. Understand that. That being said, shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents, in the breeze.